The call came that morning like any other, but the words landed differently. I was Alexandra Bennett, 27, standing in the kitchen of our two-story house in the Marietta suburbs outside Atlanta, Georgia, already dressed in the simple blouse I planned to wear under my gown. My mother's voice floated through the speaker, casual as if discussing grocery lists. Alex, we're staying home today. Jordan's bringing Isabella Grant over tonight after dinner. And we need the house spotless for dessert. Everything has to shine. Isabella Grant, daughter of Marcus Grant, the tech investor whose portfolio touched half the startups in Midtown Atlanta. My younger brother Jordan, 24 and effortlessly charming, had been talking about her nonstop for weeks. My parents saw connections, invitations to country club events, maybe even investment help for Dad's struggling contracting business. I set my coffee mug down. What about my graduation this afternoon at Georgia State? It's my master's in finance. There was a pause. Mom's tone stayed even. Sweetheart, we can't swing it. Jordan's night is too important. The Grants expect perfection. We'll celebrate you another time. Dad's voice joined from the background, directing someone about chair placement. This could open doors for all of us. Alex, you understand. I understood too well. Years of late nights studying while freelancing. Moving back home after undergrad to help when Dad's business tanked during the slowdown, clients vanishing. Liens piling up. The house we'd inherited from grandparents suddenly at risk of foreclosure. I had quietly taken over the mortgage payments. Nearly $2,800 a month straight from my accounts, plus Jordan's luxury sedan lease, his upscale gym membership downtown, the premium streaming bundles, and food delivery tabs. It kept the lights on and the family name intact. They called me reliable. Jordan was the one with potential. The house smelled of fresh lilies and lemon polish as Mom arranged centerpieces and Dad buffed silver. Jordan bounded downstairs, trying on blazers. No one asked if I needed help zipping my gown or wanted a photo before I left. I grabbed my keys and drove alone down I-75 toward downtown Atlanta. The spring humidity already thick. The skyline emerging like a promise I was chasing solo. Other cars passed filled with families, parents waving signs, siblings snapping selfies. On campus, the parking lots buzzed with proud groups posing under blooming dogwoods. I found a distant spot, walked the long path to the arena alone. Gown flowing, cap slightly crooked because no one had adjusted it. Inside, the roar of thousands echoed. When my name was called, I crossed the stage, scanned the crowd out of habit, saw only strangers clapping politely. No familiar cheers. I smiled for the photographer, accepted the diploma folder, empty until official mailing, and sat back down amid hugs and high fives around me. The emptiness pressed in. This degree represented years of quiet sacrifice. But to them it was flexible. By late afternoon, I couldn't face driving straight home to the celebration already underway for Jordan. Instead, I booked a modest hotel room near campus, checked in, and sat on the bed staring at the folder. The quiet let everything surface, the slow erosion of being taken for granted. The way dinner conversations revolved around Jordan's parties while my client wins earned a nod before the topic shifted. I called my best friend Riley, who had cheered me through every exam. We met in the lobby cafe. Over iced tea, I poured out the years of financial support, the imbalance, the sting of today. Riley listened, then said softly, "You've been the foundation, Alex. But foundations crack when they're never acknowledged. It's time to stop carrying everyone." Those words crystallized something I'd felt building. That night in the dim hotel room, I opened banking apps. First, the automatic mortgage transfer, canceled. Then Jordan's sedan lease payment, gym membership, streaming services, delivery accounts, all tied to cards I covered. Each click felt final. like closing doors on a role I'd outgrown. I browsed apartments downtown near client districts, scheduled viewings. A weight lifted even as nerves fluttered. Change was coming. Morning light streamed through the hotel window as I finalized apartment viewings. The third one, a sunlit studio on the 10th floor overlooking the Atlanta skyline, felt right immediately. Clean lines, big windows, no echoes of family expectations. The landlord approved my application on the spot. My freelance finance consulting income and credit were solid after years of responsibility. I signed the lease for move-in in 2 weeks. Keys in hand, a small thrill running through me. I emailed former clients proposing expanded retainers now that I had full availability. Responses came quickly, 2 signed larger contracts. 3 more expressed interest. For the first time, the full fees would stay with me. Mom texted, "Coming home for dinner?" I read it twice, thumb hovering, then set the phone down. Silence was my first boundary. 48 hours later, the call started. I was reviewing listings when Mom's name lit the screen. I answered on speaker. Chaos erupted immediately. Dad's voice first. Sharp. The bank called. The mortgage payment bounced. What's going on? Alex. Mom broke in. Tearful. Late fees are starting. This is our home. Jordan cut through. Furious. My phone service is glitching. Insurance about to lapse. I can't even call Isabella properly. She's ghosting me. This is because of you, isn't it? Over one afternoon, the accusations poured out, selfish, grudge holding, destroying the family. I waited for a breath, then spoke calmly. This isn't about one day. It's years of me paying the mortgage, your lease,
Jim.
everything. While my efforts were invisible and Jordan's potential got all the celebration. I stopped because I can't be the only one sacrificing. Mom sobbed. Dad pleaded for reconsideration. Jordan shouted I was ruining his future with Isabella. Their words stung, echoing old patterns. But I held steady. You have options now. Adjust spending. Seek new income. But it won't be on my back. I ended the call. The room felt quieter. Speaking the truth brought clarity I'd never known. They would face what I'd shielded them from. I was finally moving forward. In the following days, I moved essentials into the new apartment with help from Riley and a small crew. The space was mine, modern, bright, quiet. Work picked up steadily. I attended networking events without rushing home, built connections based on my expertise. Small freedoms accumulated, buying concert tickets downtown, lingering over coffee without checking family texts. The fallout hit fast. Within the first week, Isabella stopped responding to Jordan entirely. Mutual friends whispered about the family's sudden financial strain, bounced payments, shifting lifestyle. She had expected stability and status. When cracks showed, she distanced herself. Jordan stared at unanswered messages, experiencing real rejection for the first time. Week 2 brought professional trouble for Dad. His longtime business partner uncovered irregularities. Funds quietly shifted to cover personal shortfalls. The partnership dissolved immediately. The partner took key clients, leaving Dad scrambling with dwindling listings. Stress aged him visibly as he worked late. The reality of rebuilding alone settling in. The most visible blow came in week 3. A tow truck arrived for Jordan's leased SUV. Mileage far exceeded limits. Missed fees I had previously covered. Jordan watched helplessly as it was hauled away. He took a part-time job at a local warehouse to afford basic transport and contribute at home. Coming home exhausted and resentful. The family canceled their country club membership. A painful cut to social standing and networking. They began quietly selling luxury items, watches, electronics, jewelry, to cover immediate bills and stave off notices. Tension filled the house. Arguments over money. Blame shifting without resolution. Silent meals. Only Aunt Claire reached out genuinely, checking on me without judgment. She described the chaos but respected my choice. Jordan sent angry texts calling me cold. Mom forwarded Dad's emails pleading for help, promising changes. I read them carefully, but didn't reply. Responding would reopen the old role. The silence protected the boundaries I had finally claimed. 2 weeks after signing the lease, I settled into the apartment fully. Life grew steadily, client waiting list, focused projects, income building real security. I attended spring events I'd always wanted, like a downtown food festival, without financial guilt. 6 months later, the contrast was stark. My consulting practice thrived with a waiting list of Atlanta businesses valuing my undivided attention. Income allowed savings, travel, even season tickets to the Braves, pleasures long deferred. I networked freely, formed friendships based on shared interests, and felt lighter in ways I hadn't anticipated. The skyline view from my apartment each evening reminded me of possibility. The family's attempts to reconnect came via letters and emails. Mom's longest message admitted they had treated me like an ATM instead of a daughter, acknowledging the taken-for-granted support while favoring Jordan. They asked for a meeting to talk and rebuild. The words tugged at old loyalties, painting hardship and regret. But the patterns ran too deep. Replying risked reopening the door to expectations I had closed. I blocked numbers and emails, choosing peace over reconciliation. Public records later showed they received default notices, sold the remaining car, downsized to a smaller rental in an outer suburb, and adjusted to tighter budgets. Jordan and my parents confronted the consequences of long reliance on one person's invisible labor, lost status, recalibrated priorities, the need to stand on their own. Looking back, the lesson lingers. Enabling imbalance, no matter how loving the intent, only postpones the growth everyone needs. Boundaries aren't cruelty. They're the foundation for genuine respect and independence. My choice forced change. Painful but necessary. Yet questions remain. When does family duty end and self-preservation begin? How do we love without losing ourselves? The house we grew up in is gone. But so is the version of me who faded into the background. In the quiet evenings now, watching the city lights, I wonder if they ever truly understood, or if the silence taught them what words never could. The story doesn't end with neat forgiveness or reunion. It ends with hard-won freedom, the kind that comes after finally choosing yourself. And maybe that's the real graduation.